It's time for Bringing the Heat with Bryan Nolen.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is a special edition. It is the last week before Memorial Day weekend and the greatest day in motorsports. It is the final edition before Nolen heads to Indy, and what better way to start it out than going to bring in one of my co-hosts with me, Mr. Michael Massie. Massie, before we dive into our interview, we are going to play the interview that we conducted, or I should say you conducted, with a little special guest. Who did you and Alex Gentz get to interview after the Indianapolis 500 pole qualifying?
We talked to the man of the hour himself, Robert Shwartzman, who was a rookie and won the pole in just a shocking fashion. And we had a great conversation with him right after he won it. And take it away from there, Bryan.
So let's dive on into the first Indy 500 rookie to win the pole in 42 years, Mr. Robert Shwartzman, here on Bringing the Heat.
Now it's time for
Robert Shwartzman is on pole as a rookie at the Indianapolis 500 for a team in its first ever season.
To Go Into the Inferno with Bryan.
Hello, everyone. We're Michael Massie. I'm joined by Alex Gentz, frontstretch.com. We got a special guest, the Indianapolis 500 pole winner. And his first try, Robert Shwartzman. How does that introduction sound to say Indianapolis 500 pole winner before you?
Sounds really good. Honestly, it's quite unbelievable. I'm a rookie. It's first time for me. It's my first oval, and coming here, I would not even expect it to be in this position. It was a dream for me. I was dreaming about it, but it was like, yeah, come on. The team is new. I'm new. There is people who have done this race so many years and they have so much experience. Like, what do you expect? Like, come on. And, we started off quite far and we just gradually worked our way through, the field. And when we got really close to the guys at the top, I was like, the car feels really good. We got to keep going, man. And, coming here in the qualifying, my final run, it's the best run I've done. Like, I managed to keep the car perfect and I managed to keep it flat for 4 laps. And I was like, at least I'm happy that I was flat. And then when I went out of the car and I saw I was P1, I was like, we are in front row at that stage because there was still 2 cars to go. I was like, at least we're in front row. And then when I saw that neither of 2 guys behind me managed to overtake me, I was like, this is unbelievable. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is like a dream. Just like, when am I going to wake up? But we're here, and I'm super happy.
So you expressed a bit of surprise just there, I think, about being on the pole in your first try, seeing those 2 cars not go ahead of you and bring it together in the end. Coming into this weekend, where would Robert Shwartzman have been on the grid if I had asked you on Thursday evening, for example?
I think I would probably say, careful. Yeah. You want me to hold it?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. No, I think I would probably say, I hope in top 12 somewhere. That would be my, let's say, yesterday, when we joined up in top 12, that was already like, wow, like a relief for me, for the team. We were like super happy. And nobody was even expecting to take pole position, honestly. So yeah, I would say probably around like maybe 12, 11, maybe 13, somewhere there. That would be the answer. But here we are.
Yeah, we got some drilling or something going on in the background. We didn't see a lot of passing, I don't think, in the practices so far. Do you think there will be a lot of passing in the race, or do you think it will be track position race, which would benefit you?
Again, I have never raced in the oval. I don't know. We have to work really hard with the guys in the team to see and to understand what's the best approach for the race. There were still some passing, and obviously when you're leading the race, it's quite easy that somebody's going to overtake you because you're basically dragging the whole air and the people are just behind you. So for sure, in the top, we're going to have some position changes. But from my side, it's just try to keep it smooth. It's 200 laps and just, keep it there and hopefully stay at the top to battle until the end for the win.
So, obviously, the team hasn't had the best time this year, and this might make up for all of that, let's say. How do you feel the team as a whole is going to recalibrate after this effort you've put in today, and how do you feel that this might benefit you guys throughout the rest of their first season in IndyCar?
I mean, I want to believe that this moment is going to give a massive boost to the people in the team to work really hard and to, give their best. I think that we finally, for sure, this moment is covering everything, the difficult part from behind, like we had in the past 5 races, because, it was really difficult, it was really tough. But, when you get the pole in your first year as a team and as a driver, in Indy 500, that's something I think historical, let's call it. At least for me and for the team, it is. And for me, it's just from now, this moment on, I want just as it's actual proof to them that we can do it, and we just need to keep our heads down, keep working, and start bringing the, let's say, road course car to the same, let's say, level as we brought it here in Indy 500.
I noticed, there was a sea of people around you afterwards. Pato O'Ward made sure he burst through that sea of people to congratulate you. What other drivers came up and, to do the same? And how do you feel that you've been, accepted into the IndyCar community so far?
Well, I've definitely seen quite a lot of respect from the other drivers. So there was Pato who came, there was Sato, there was Dixon. I've heard also that Scotty McLaughlin spoke about me yesterday, about me joining the top 12, so credit to them. Will Power, after the fact, when he couldn't manage to do the qualifying in top 12, with the issue they had, he showed up in the garage to help us. I wasn't there, but he came because Eric, my engineer, he was working in Penske, and he came up to Eric to sort of give an advice and give a help to him. So Will came by, and generally there was quite a lot of support. I've seen also Renus, he had VK, he had a really difficult qualifying, but also there he congratulated. So there was definitely quite a lot of drivers who came by and gave their respect, which from my side is also big respect to them for doing that.
Keep beating them too much, that might not be the case.
Exactly. So let's go a bit more on the personal side for Robert Shwartzman. You have 1.6 million Instagram followers, and I don't know what a big factor that is in your day-to-day life, but it's worth noting perhaps that Alex Palou, the most successful driver in this series right now, has 110,000. What is the support from your fan base, for example, being born in Tel Aviv, you race under the Israeli and Russian flag? What has the international support been like following you to this place, one of the greatest places in motorsport?
Well, I want to believe that I'm going to be gaining some more American fans. And generally, from around the world. I think if we speak at numbers are just numbers at the end. I think most of the help obviously was the fact that I was for quite a bit F1 reserve with Ferrari. So Ferrari definitely helped me to boost up my social medias to where they are now. But nonetheless, again, we're here with Brema. They also have a lot of following. And I have a lot of different friends from different parts of the world, obviously from Israel, Russia, Italy, European, other countries. And now I come here in US to get more supporters and more fans here in US because I generally, I do my thing. I don't chase fame. I don't, honestly, for me, if people like me, they like me. If they don't, they don't. For me, I just try to do my thing, do the best I can, and hopefully make people proud and happy, and that they feel a part of it.
I think those American followers are definitely coming after what you did today.
Yeah, they were going crazy in the crowd today. I don't know if you could hear it, but it was really loud up there. I'm going to send you out on this one. We know that you're a rapper on the side. You got your song that you said you did a couple years ago, and maybe that'll get trending this week or something. I have to see some more songs in the future. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but would you be able? Are you a good freestyler?
No, I mean I can try, but it's gonna be no. This is too much risk. I mean I like to sing some different rap songs, but again, most of them actually have swear words. So first of all, I don't want to do that. I can't do that. And second of all, No, I'm not at that level. I'm not that strong at the moment to go there and MCs, go in freestyle. Not there yet. And yeah, but obviously I've coming here also. I hope that, especially now after 500, if there is any musical, let's say, studio that would be interested to, I would love to come in and to gain back, because it's been quite a long time that I haven't been practicing it, because I've had racing stuff, changing places. So I dropped a little bit the music, but I really love it, and I would be really down to get back to it. And here in US, you guys, you're the industry where you're bringing up so many famous people, so many famous groups. So if there's anybody that would be interesting to join, and I could join in, learn, start, get back this process, for sure, I will be very happy to do that.
Favorite song to rap right now? Do you have one?
I mean, I have so many favorite songs, man. Like, it's unbelievable. I mean, I think today is very, very, common and useful to mention the song of Eminem's "Till I Collapse." Where he was very motivational. It's like "Till I Collapse" and spit it. What was it? Knees, what was it? Knees, arms. I forgot the lyrics, but basically it's just like a motivational song where he was just like never giving up, and till I collapse, I'll still be there, I'll still be pushing. So yeah, that's the one of the day.
Motivated by that song too.
Yeah.
All right, well, that'll do it. Thanks so much, Robert, for joining us. For Alex Gentz, I'm Michael Massie. Catch us next time at Front Stretch.
Once again, that was Alex Gentz, Michael James Jr., Massey Jr. the third. Big thanks to everybody at IndyCar for helping us out there with giving us a one-on-one exclusive with the pole setter for Sunday's Indianapolis 500. Let's dive on in now to our news and notes, where we catch up on all the latest NASCAR and IndyCar news surrounding the Memorial Day weekend races.
What's still hot? It's time to upgrade you on the latest news in NASCAR.
Once again, Michael_Massey22. Massey, how are you, buddy? You are currently 1 week into your 2-week stay at Indianapolis. Are you surviving? And are you ready to take Indy by the horns and show me around the great state of Indiana in less than 48 hours, buddy?
Yes, I am here. It has been a great week so far. Taking it easy today because we got a big weekend ahead of us, the biggest of the racing schedule, I would argue. And yeah, I mean, went to a Indiana Fever game last night. Met some Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders at the track where they were promoting the Arlington race coming up next year, and obviously got some great content from qualifying that you can check out on the FS Open Wheel YouTube page.
It has been absolutely awesome to see your work. Dalton Hopkins, Alex Gentz, they were there for the Indy GP. You and Alex were there for the Indy 500, and then the four of us will be there for the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500. Well, some big news came out from today. Roger Penske, after it was announced that Joseph Newgarden will power, they had some frowned upon parts on their car that got them relegated from the Fast 12. The following day on Monday, it got them relegated to the last chance row. With that being said, Massey, it was announced today Team Penske has fired Tim Cindric, Kyle Moyer, as well as strategist for Will Power as well. Some big news coming out of Team Penske, and basically, Massey, I relate to this as basically Hendricks firing Chad Knaus. Is that a good comparison?
Yeah, that's probably a good one. I mean, actually, I'll take it a step further. I'd say it'd be like Hendrick firing Jeff Gordon.
Really?
Because,
okay.
Many had said, it kind of seemed like when Penske gives it up, like a few years ago, it seemed like Tim Cindric was kind of the guy that was going to take it over. And then all of a sudden, well, earlier this year, he kind of took a step back and was only doing the IndyCar stuff. And now he's gone altogether. It's crazy. I never would have expected it. And he's the strategist for Newgarden. And Joseph Newgarden is going for his third straight Indianapolis 500 win. And all of a sudden, it's like all this controversy and all this inner turmoil has cropped up. And if Newgarden does end up winning a third in a row, I'll say this one will have been earned because one, the car won't be cheated up because they're going to be watching it extra closely now. And now he's got a new strategist, new people running the team, and it's just crazy what's gone on over there.
Maz, you put a good point out there with Newgarden and him going for his third one, because no driver has started worse than 28th, and he's going to be starting in 32nd. That being said, no driver has won the Indy 500 more than 2 times, the last time being Elio Castroneves in 2001, 2002. 2003, he finished second to Joe DeFerran and Team Penske as well. So look at me, Nolan's notes of the week right there. Move over Steven's stats, because I'll bring some of my own stats in the IndyCar world. But it will be interesting to see. Once again, Will Power as well as Joseph Newgarden will be starting on the last row of the Indianapolis 500. A couple guys flipping over now into the NASCAR side. A couple guys that are getting get honored instead of criticized. That will be the 2026 inductees into the NASCAR Hall of Fame: Kurt Busch, Harry Gant, Ray Hendrick, and Humpy Wheeler. And Massie, I want to say, I'm pretty sure I read an article on frontstretch.com that had all 3 of the modern era guys to get voted in. And I'm pretty sure the guy that wrote that article may be co-hosting with me. Mr. Michael Massie went 3 for 3 in his article on Fire on Fridays. Bravo, my friend. Massive job, buddy.
Thank you. Well, first off, slight correction that Humpy Wheeler got the landmark award.
Oh,
Ray
Ray
Hendricks
Hendricks.
is the
My bad,
third
my bad,
one.
my bad.
And yeah, I wrote an article. I wasn't even trying to predict who was going to get in. I was just trying to argue who should get in. And by my opinion, the voters got it right. I looked at some of them went 3 for 3, like Bob Pockers went 3 for 3 as well. He posted his ballot on Twitter X. And yeah, like Kurt Busch was obvious. He was the only champion, only Cup Series champion on there. So, like in 30 wins, you got to put him in. And I think the only reason he wasn't unanimous is because stuff maybe early in his career of rubbing people the wrong way. But I'm glad to see him get in because he really does seem like a changed man now, and he's fully deserving. Too bad his career ended sooner than it should have. The other guys like Harry Gant, I mean, that Skull Bandit car is iconic and just one of the most famous paint schemes of like the 80s and early 90s. And I mean, the fact that the guy was a rookie at 39 years old and accomplished all that he accomplished, 18 wins, 4 straight wins, a couple of Southern 500s. And so I felt like he was deserving because he's one of those guys, like if he'd stayed in the short track ranks and kept racking up wins, I think he would have been Hall of Fame worthy just on that alone. Like he did so much before he even came to the Cup Series. So that was my argument for him. Ray Hendrick, the guy between the modifieds and the sportsman division, which is now the Xfinity Series, 700 wins. Can you imagine anybody getting 700 wins? So like the Flying 11, we still see it out there today. Denny Hamlin's done it as a throwback. You still see it race at like the late model race at Martinsville and little short tracks in Virginia, Cars Tour. And so that shows like the lasting impact he's had. And I mean, he's a guy that was probably overdue. And I think Steven Toronto wrote a great piece on our site yesterday, saying that basically like the guy should have already been in. It's too bad he wasn't in because his son Roy sadly passed away in August of last year, and it would have been really cool for his son to be there when he got inducted. So a little bittersweet on that one, but the voters got it right this year. I'm looking ahead to next year. It's going to get tricky. I mean, you're going to have Kevin Harvick as like the easy shoe in, but then it's going to be a lot of debate for the ones after that.
It's going to be fun, but congrats to Kurt Busch, Harry Gant, Ray Hendricks, and then Humpy Wheeler, the 4 that will be inducted January. I think it's 22nd. Quote me if I'm wrong. In Charlotte. So without further ado, let's dive on into our soundbite of the week, where a not too pleased RFK driver was pretty angry about a certain rule on Saturday.
Well, Tony, what angered you at the end of the race? What did you take issue with?
What the hell do you think I was mad about? Dumb little runs us clear down to the infield. He wants to about everybody else, and he's the one that drives like a little. I'm gonna bust his ass.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
And short track racing.
It's time for the sound bites of the week.
So if you're gonna, can't even see it right now. So a rule's a rule. I understand that, but I mean, at the end of the day, I made the mistake. So just frustrated with the outcome of the decision.
Before the caution came out, Carson Hocevar was going to give me the point because he didn't want to have to deal with you. Does that make it hurt worse?
Just, what you do, you can do. Just, I don't know. Maybe we need to rethink how we do it if there's a lot of rubber taped up on it. But ultimately, we had a fast Boston Common Golf Ford Mustang. Sorry, I'm just really pissed. So, I mean, at least we could have.
Once again, that was Ryan Preece talking with reporters after the race, and what they didn't capture was apparently he there was so much dirt on the choose cone that he didn't see it and therefore got a penalty and was pissed off about it. And we saw on the RFK social, Massie, that he literally got a cone and was going to the front stretch. He was that angry. Can we do something different about this, or is this it's just how it is when a short track gets so much caked on rubber onto it that this is just what happens?
Yeah, he wasn't alone on the issue. I mean, he's the only one that ran over it, but I heard Denny Hamlin talk about it on his podcast. But he couldn't see it as well. So what he was doing was, like, when it came time to choose, he'd go as far left or as far right as he could just so he wouldn't hit it. So there definitely was a visibility problem out there. I mean, why do we got to have lines on the racetrack? It's a choose cone. Go out there, put a cone on there. Like we got, NASCAR got so many employees that what's one person doing out there and put a cone on the track? They do it. If your local short track can do it, then we could do it too. I mean, it would sure keep a lot of issues from cropping up like that. Although then you'd have a situation where Leland Honeyman would run over that cone as he's spinning to choose, but that's a whole other can of worms.
That's why there's not an employee out there, because someone could probably die, Massie. So that you kind of like. In the words of Kirk Cousins, if you die, you die, right?
Yeah, that's part of the fun is watching like a 300-pound man run out there with the cone and put it down. And then try to get out of the way as fast as he can.
That's the party. Have that, or have Trey Lyle go cover the week week out and be that for NASCAR and just have him run. I would enjoy the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Seeing him just, oh man, him trying to like dodge cars coming full speed ahead at Bristol. Oh, that would be amazing. That would be so good. Without further ado, let's dive on into some final thoughts and wrap this program up.
It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the start-finish line. No caution. They're side by side, right to the line. Big crash. Here they come. Checkered flag.
The checkered flag is out, and it's time for the final thoughts.
Our final thoughts segment is in the air. What if you want to rant, rave, or anything in between? Michael James Jr., Massie Jr. the third. The floor is yours.
Well, so the Tim Cindric release, firing, parting of ways, whatever you want to call it, with Team Penske is something that could have implications further down the road as well, because I don't know if you know this, Brian, but Tim happens to have a son named Austin, and he drives for Team Penske, which is the place that Tim
Really?
just split apart from. And
No way.
now I will say, in the past, like if it was this point last year, the year before, like Penske that release might also say we're parting ways with Austin Cindric. But Austin, to his credit, has stepped up his performance a lot this year. He's won a race already, and he's been very competitive. I mean, he has more wins than Ryan Blaney at this point. Ryan Blaney's had about everything go wrong he could have. But, I mean, I feel like performance-wise, he's been right there with the other two Penske guys. And so from that aspect, I feel like his job is safe. But if he has another year like last year, it's early on in his career, I could see that leash being pretty short for Mr. Cindric there, especially with, I think you're going to have a lot of people with expiring contracts at the end of this year. I think of Kyle Busch. I think of Denny Hamlin. Granted, I don't think he goes over there because he's got the support of Toyota with his own race team, and it'd just be a whole can of worms. But there's a lot of drivers that could be available. I mean, maybe Ross Chastain wants to leave Trackhouse. He hasn't been too happy with their performance. So if you're Penske, even though Austin has stepped up his performance, if one of those big free agents become available, could you pull the trigger on it? Our producer Trey brings up another good one. Tyler Reddick, if the lawsuit does not go 2311's way, that's going to be maybe the biggest free agent of them all, talent wise. So yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that like a team let a good driver go because a big free agent was available. I think about Hendrick letting Kyle Busch walk so they get Dale Earnhardt Jr. So it's certainly not out of the question. So that'll be something to watch as we go ahead, and certainly some added pressure now for Austin Cindric.
Ed Carpenter once said, and I don't know who he said it to, so I apologize, that the Indy 500 qualifying was more important to win than some races. And on Saturday, it truly felt like that. The drum with the Fast 12, with the Final 6, with the first time in 42 years that Robert Shwartzman, a rookie, is going to be starting on the pole. I want you guys to look at the first row. You got a guy that is started on the pole that has no oval races. You got a guy that is a two-time Indy 500 champion that is doing a one-off that he does every single year and is the pride of Japan and Takuma Sato. And then last but not least, you have the guy that's basically carrying the entire country of Mexico on his back, the most popular driver by a substantial amount, that being in Pato O'Ward. 3 different trajectories, 3 different careers, 3 different storyline arcs. And no Team Penske, no Chip Ganassi. It is fascinating and fantastic to see all this new and old blood approach us. Obviously, we're going to be keeping our eye on guys like Pilot and Dixon and Castroneves and obviously Kyle Larson and then the Team Penske's. But I mean, listen, all you need is to be there at the right place at the right time. And at the end of the day, anyone can win. We saw it with guys like Buddy Rice and Buddy Lazier. When it's all said and done after 500 miles, 200 laps at Indy, find out who's the Indy 500 champion. It's going to be sure as hell. It's going to be a fun one to watch come this upcoming Sunday. And you know where we are going to be watching it, Mr. Michael Massie Jr. III? A beautiful pagoda in Speedway, Indiana. Myself, you, Dalton Hopkins, Alex Gentz, and then somewhere not with us, but somewhere on the property, Thomas Bowles Jr. III. All going to be there. I have not been this excited for a race probably since the 2019 Daytona 500. And that was my first ever Daytona 500 race. So I am beyond the moon. I can't wait. I have no idea what to expect. It's going to be a lot of people. Got to wake up early. We're going to make a Starbucks run at 4 in the morning, and you're going to be mad at me, but I don't care. It's going to be awesome, and I can't wait. I'm excited, buddy. Are you?
Oh yeah, I'm for sure excited. I'm not excited about stopping at Starbucks before they open, but yeah, I mean they got pretty good coffee in that media center. I've been having it all week, but yeah, it's gonna be, it truly is, and this isn't an opinion. This is a fact. It's the greatest race in the world. The is I don't see how anybody could combat that. And when you're gonna experience it firsthand. The grid. When we walk the grid, you're gonna get chill bumps. I got it last year because there's just nothing truly like that atmosphere. At 300,000 people are there. It's just wild. So I'm looking forward to a good time. But I'm also excited for later in the day when we get to kick back and watch the Coca-Cola 600, which has become one of the most entertaining NASCAR crown jewels on the circuit. So that should be a good race as well.
I just hope I stay awake for it. That's going to be my biggest thing. Because I mean, you've seen me. I've literally fell asleep recording a podcast before. Shout out Adam Cheek, Chicago. So that was a first. But no, it's going to be something. I'm so excited for all the latest FS Open Wheel on our Twitter, M_Massey22 at the Bryan Nolen, Pit Lane CPT, and then Alex M Gentz. Big thanks to Trey Lyle, our producer. Big thanks to everybody for all the latest open wheel betting odds, Coke 600 betting odds. Through the Gears of White Watson is going to get you all the latest coming up on Friday. And then you got Stock Car Scoop with Caleb Barnes. Happy Hour is going to be with Massey, Trey, and Dalton this upcoming Tuesday. And then we're going to recap everything that happened in the past week with Bringing the Heat 1 week from today. It's going to be fun, Massey. I will see you in a couple days, buddy. Thanks for coming on the program. And actually, I'll see you tomorrow, dude.
Hey, I'm a little bit dreading that, but I'm excited
no,
for
you're
the,
not.
for the
No,
weekend.
hey,
It'll be a
hey,
good time.
you're not the one picking me up. I've already warned Alex Gentz I'm going to give him a big old bear hug, and he wants to kill me already. So, that's okay. You got to take the pluses with the minuses. But big thanks to everybody involved. For Trey, for Tom Bowles, for Michael Massey, for everybody associated with the Front Stretch Podcast Networks. I am Brian Timothy Del Nolen. We'll talk with you next week here on Bringing the Heat.